Hi everyone, what's up? Hope you all are doing great. Today's video is going to be on how to get a really nice base, which will include like foundation, concealer, powder, contour, highlight, all of that good stuff. I'm also going to show you how to prep your face for makeup, which includes hiding your pores so your skin can look nice, smooth, and flawless. This kind of foundation routine is perfect for special events or times when you will be getting photographed because it's going to make your skin look amazing in pictures. This is not a no makeup look, so of course it's obvious you're wearing makeup, but it still looks super natural for all of the coverage that you're getting. So if you want to learn how to make your skin look flawless, then please keep watching. So the first and most important step is to prep your skin. It's crucial to ensure you're fixing up your skin before applying makeup because this is what's going to help it look and feel a lot better. Think of it as when you paint the walls in your house. You first fill in all the holes, prime, and then paint, right? So you have to do the same for your face. It's going to make a huge difference. I'm using the Tarte Timeless Smoothing Primer because it's a really nice waxy paste, so smoothing this all over your skin is really going to blur out all your imperfections and fill in your pores nicely. It's like kind of creating like a new layer of skin. I'm going to apply this in a tapping motion, making sure to press it into my skin rather than dragging it around because this is going to ensure that it's doing its job of filling in and not just crumbling up on your face. So I'm going to show you the huge difference this makes. Here is the side with no primer. You can see that the pores are a lot more visible. And then here is the side with the primer. So this is just using very little product. You can see it's already smoothed out my skin a lot. And ignore my stash, my waxing is long overdue. And then I took a picture with the flash, super up close and personal. I know it's gross, but I wanted to show you guys. It doesn't look this bad in person, but I like brightened it up so that you guys can see what bad pores really look like. So these are the bad guys that we're trying to tackle down and cover so we can look flawless. So then we move on to this picture and it's like, bam, that's amazing, right? It's the same patch of skin and it looks so much more smoother, so much more matte, cleaner. It just looks a lot better. And like I discovered like 90 hairs on my face as well that I never even knew I had. It goes to show how good iPhone 6s quality, camera quality is. So this is just the picture that I didn't brighten. So you can see that they're a little less prominent, but they're still visible and they're still there. And then this is comparing it to the other side of my face that I filled in earlier. So again, you can notice a huge difference. So now I'm just going to finish priming my face. So again, this kind of a primer is multi-purpose. It's not only for pores. It's for like, you could use it for acne scarring, texturization, all of that as well. So now that the hard part is done, we can move into the makeup. So I'm going to start with my Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation. Honestly, use whatever foundation works for your skin. I like this one because it's a nice medium coverage and it makes your skin look really healthy and glowy. And I like to apply it and spread it out with my fingers first before going in with the brush to buff it in. So now I'm just going to buff it through with my brush. Honestly, I feel like this brush is like that magic wand thing on Photoshop where like you put it over your face to smooth out your skin and make it look really nice. This brush is just so good. It's my favorite. Ever since I got this, like I don't even use my beauty blender anymore. This is by Morphe. It's called the M439. And make sure when you are doing this, you're tapping the foundation into your skin because if you're gonna drag it around, the primer is gonna roll up into little balls and it's gonna flake up on your face, which is definitely something we don't want. So now for the next step, which is also very important if you want to achieve perfect skin, is to color correct. So I like to use my Bobbi Brown Intensive Skin Serum Corrector in Dark Peach because my main problem or struggle is with darkness and pigmentation. But definitely use what will combat your problems. I would suggest green for redness, yellow or purple for dullness, and light peach or pink for mild darkness. So once that's applied, I go in with a synthetic brush to blend it out. Again, I use tapping motions because I want the orange to stay where the darkness is. If I blend it out too much, it's going to disappear off my face, and then that's just going to defeat the whole purpose of canceling out my darkness. So yeah, so priming fixed our skin texture, and now color correcting is evening out our skin tone and color. So next we're going to conceal and highlight, which is my favorite part. I know a lot of you might be thinking that this is way too much product, but honestly guys, good looks don't come easy. Just kidding. It's all about how you apply your makeup and how you blend it. And trust me, if you do it right and you use all this stuff, the end result is so worth it. So I'm just going to apply my concealer, which is the Nars Radiant Creamy Concealer in the shade Ginger. And I'm going to apply that under my eyes. And I apply a lot under my eyes because I have really bad dark circles. Then I apply some on my nose, around my mouth, on the center of my forehead, and a little bit on my chin and Cupid's bow. So like in case you're wondering why I'm using a lighter shade of concealer, it's mainly because I'm starting the highlighting process. Often when you put foundation on, your face becomes flat and it becomes one color. So by adding back some light to the middle portion of your face, you're bringing it forward and you're bringing that dimension and structure back. This is why people contour and highlight. In all honesty, guys, this whole routine is basically about trying to get rid of the stuff you don't like, such as like your acne, your scarring, blemishes, pores, texture, whatever. And then like bringing back the things you do like through contour and highlight, which are like, I don't know, like your cheekbones, and then like later like your eyes and lips, which we all obviously want. So now I'm just gonna go and apply concealer over those scars that I had from blemishes, and I'm just gonna blend them through. Okay, so now we're gonna set our face because of course we don't want our mask to come off. So we gotta make sure it's secure and protected. So I'm just gonna start off by taking my Laura Mercier translucent powder, and I'm really gonna press this into my skin. I'm using the sponge so I can really make sure that this is getting into my pores, because this is gonna further fill them in and ensure that no sweat or oil comes through. I personally don't always set my makeup because I'm dry. So when I'm going to an event where I know it might get a little hot or I might be dancing and I might get sweaty or oily, I definitely do this. Okay, so once you've looked like a powdered donut, you may stop now, or you can continue going like me and use a face powder. I'm using the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Powder to set the rest of my face. Have I mentioned how much I love this powder? It's so good, it's so natural, and it's really nice. That's all I can say. So we can't leave the house without our jaws and cheekbones, right? So this is why we're gonna use a contour stick. I'm using the Kiko Sculpting Touch Stick, which is a cream formula. A lot of people don't like using creams over powder, but I don't know, for me it works really well, so I like doing that. So I'm just going to go ahead and apply that to my cheekbones, my jawline, and a little bit on my forehead. And I'm making sure to use a cool tone brown because that's what's going to bring the natural shadows back to your face. Also, this step is optional. It's not necessary to cream contour and powder contour, which we're going to do later. If you had to choose one, I would personally choose the powder contour, so just letting you guys know. So now I'm going to take my Shade and Light contour palette, and I'm going to take the yellow and the peachy shade to highlight under my eyes. I know, don't judge me, that thing is running really low. I don't know, I'm being cheap and I'm just kind of like waiting for it to like completely run out before I buy a new one. So yeah, anyways, just pack that under your eyes. Again, this step is optional, like you've already set this. I'm just doing it for more brightness because I felt like my under eyes looked a little dull. I'm also very extra and I own like 1,000 pounds of makeup, so I just look for any reason to always wear it. So yeah, again, if you don't want to do this step, then you don't have to, but if you want to, you can go ahead and highlight more with powder. So now I'm going to go in with that middle bronzy shade, and I'm going to go ahead and apply that over the cream contour. Again, the cream contour was an optional step, but I would highly recommend that you guys stick to the powder. It's just going to last a lot longer, and it's going to make your skin look a little bit more flawless because, of course, it's powder, it has more coverage. So definitely just take that and apply it over those areas. I like to work in circular motions just because I feel like it blends the contour up a little bit into your cheekbones. So when you later apply blush, it looks a little bit more seamless and blended. So now I'm going to take that same powder and I'm going to run it down the sides of my nose. This step is optional, but I highly suggest doing it just because it's really going to slim down your nose. And like your nose is like the one facial feature that actually sticks out a lot from your face. So if that's going to be powdered up and covered with foundation and the rest of your face is like all contoured and bronzed, it's not going to really mesh well together. So by doing this, you're just sort of blending your whole face together, if you know what I mean. So as I mentioned before, I'm extra, and I don't know what I was doing with my mouth there, sorry, my throat was probably itchy, you know, allergy season. Anyway, yeah, I'm extra, I need bronzer, always. I could be tanned, like I can be so tanned, but I'm still gonna put on bronzer, and lots of it. So yeah, just going through and bronzing my face. If you're as extra as I am, then go ahead and do this. If you're not, then you can move on to the next step. So now I'm just going to go in with blush. I'm using the Becca Mineral Blush in Flowerchild. Just a really nice light pink and it's super glowy. To be honest, I'm not a huge fan of blush. There was a time where I loved it and that's all I bought. And I was like totally obsessed with it. But lately, I don't know, I've just not been into blush so much unless it's like an orangey brown shade. Which is why typically usually I go in heavy with bronzer because I don't really wear blush. But I did this step for those of you who have blush and who like to use it. So now we're on to the final step, which is the highlight. Yay, we made it this far. Okay, so I'm using the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector in Opal. And honestly, this is way too much for me. I didn't realize my fan brush would pick up so much. So you'll see me go and fix it later. Yeah, like right here, you can see that I'm just taking a damp brush. I'm also talking to myself. And yeah, just it really melts the product into your skin and it picks up any extra pigment so it doesn't look too shiny or too crazy. So actually I lied, this is the final step. Make sure you set your face with some setting spray. It's really going to help to melt the makeup into your skin and make it last all night long. So there you go guys, that is the final look. You could tell the skin just looks really nice, fresh, and glowy. All those steps were definitely worth it. You're going to feel super confident in this makeup. Your photographs are going to come out great. So I included some footage with my eyes and lips done right here. This is actually what I'm going to show you in my next video, which is how to enhance your eyes and lips. So I really hope you guys learned some helpful tips and I really hope you try them out. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on this next video if you want to see how to get the full look. Thanks so much again. I'll see you next time. Bye.